come on in, come on in. Today we're talking about, and I'm not going to be here long because I have to go, guys. So today we're going to be talking about your your rhythm was erased, but not your power. Hi, lovies. Thank you for these likes. And so we're going to be talking specifically about the war on the feminine body and what that's been looking like. Because a lot of us are really like missing it. And y'all broke two of my nails. I'm going to fix it before I go. But we're really in a space where we're not paying attention to ourselves, and we are extremely exhausted. So we're going to talk about a couple of different things. The first thing I'm going to get into is the myth around time management, and then I'm going to get into the 4 ways that there's been a war on the feminine body. I'm going to get into the lies that society has been telling you in regard to your body, and I want you to meet the 3 shadow archetypes of the type of women who tend to be out of their bodies. And then after that, I'm going to talk about the spiritual law that is being used to keep you in a state of, how can I describe it? Performing in a system and in a role that literally does not work for you. For those who do not know who I am, my name is Elle Antoinette. I am an energetics and identity mentor, and what I do specifically is I support my amazing clients who are visionary women. I support them in dissolving invisible ceilings so that they can embody energetic and emotional authority, so that their leadership, their relationships, and everything, their finances, it reflects their true authentic design. The reason why a lot of women are extremely exhausted is because they are doing things that are not in alignment with their design. And because of that, they are burning out, they are dying early. It is absolutely a lot that's happening. So in this live, we're really going to tap into the fact that society has played a major role in you working against yourself. And so I'm going to support you in learning how to stop working against yourself. Okay, so that's what we're going to be working on. That's what we're going to be talking about today. So make sure that you pay attention. If you are a reader and you love to read all things femininity, light feminine, dark feminine, click the link in my bio to sign up for both of my Substacks. The Black Sanctum is more dark energy, dark feminine energy. The Red Knowledge Tree is a lot of light feminine, a lot of lessons. So Red Knowledge Tree, the teacher; Black Sanctum, the student, okay, with the lessons. So click the link in the bio to be able to sign up for my Substack and check out any of the amazing other things that I have in there that I'll talk about down the line. But let's go ahead and get into it, because like I said, I'm not going to be on here long. But this is going to be some really good information. So make sure that you share this with another amazing woman leader, because she needs to get this clarity, because a lot of women don't realize, one, that their rhythm has been erased. And if you don't realize that, I have a YouTube video on that in the link in my bio. It talks about your hormones, okay, and how you can't keep running around here like this, and what society has been doing and how it tricked you into working against yourself. And we wonder why a bunch of women currently have all these womb issues. It is not a coincidence, okay? So let's go ahead and get straight into it. If you were ever, and I do mean ever, if you were ever punished for being tired or anything like that, how can I explain it? You've already been trained to betray your biology. So if you've been penalized for being tired or feeling tired, and you've been told, you know, oh, you're being lazy, or you just like discipline, and it's just kind of, oh, you're just having that little moment. People have been training you since you were a child to go against your biology. And I'm saying this because I love, and I was saying this to someone else, long gone are the days, and some women are bringing these days back, but I think it's really important that we really should be having ceremonies for our girls when they enter into having their cycles. It shouldn't be a negative thing. It shouldn't be a, thank you, lovey. It shouldn't be a, girl, you getting your period now, so we just gonna, you know, this is what we're gonna be doing, and you know, you're a woman now, and you're gonna be take your mite off when you get cramps and all that. It needs to be a thing. Just like y'all coming with these parties and these different things for the unnecessary things that I think are unnecessary. Some unnecessary things like that, she needs to understand how to be able to connect with her body, because she's going to be with her body for the rest of her life. Okay? Thank you. Hi, lovey. So when women have daughters, and your daughters are having their cycles, do something with your daughter. Create a care package for her. You know, break down the importance of being able to release, and making sure that she is releasing the things that don't belong. Like, start your babies young. Women that come to work with me end up starting their children young, and it really supports them throughout their life. Okay? So let's go ahead and get straight into it. Like I said, we've been trained to violate and betray our biology since we were children. We were given Midol. We've been, oh, you just take this, you just cramp, you your PMS, da, da, da. Even down to the fact of time. Okay? Yes, lovey. All the way until the fact of time. Okay? So here's one thing that I need women to understand. Put a 1 in the comments first before I say this. Put a 1 in the comments if you've ever had an issue with time management. Just put a 1 in the comments if you've ever had an issue with time management. Put a 1 in the comments for me. I know I have. I've had issues with time management, right? So here's the gotcha when it comes down to time management, though. Time management is not empowerment. Time management is actually suppression, because time management is really not a real thing. Okay? Time management, when you really think about it, it was built on this system around a 24-hour hormonal reset cycle, and it's the reset cycle of men. The primary reset cycle of men. You have 2 clocks. You have a sun clock, you have a moon clock, right? Your sun clock is your circadian rhythm clock, which is what we both share with men. We both have circadian rhythm clocks where our organs are charging every couple of hours, okay? What sets us apart from men is that we have a moon clock. We have also a 28 to 35 day cycle, which is our menstrual cycle. So that is our moon clock, okay? So the time management system has been built around the 24-hour clock, which is rooted in more so patriarchy than it is the consideration of the woman in general. So because it's built around a 24-hour hormonal cycle that basically resets in how men operate, then your 28 to 35 day cycle does not even get to be considered. So in layman terms, let me break this down like this. The structures have been built around and for men. They have never considered your emotions or your feelings. Okay? All of the structures and the setups have been built around how men operate. They are not concerned or not considering any bit of your emotions and your feelings. I need you to digest this truth so you can stop expecting corporations, stop expecting countries that are greedy, stop expecting even some aspects men to care about you more than you care about yourself. If you have to advocate for somebody to care about you, then that is a clear sign that you are not putting enough energy in caring about yourself. You are trying to outsource care, and you need to stop. If you have to advocate for someone to care for you and care about you and care about the things that you are important to you. Okay? So understand that, again, these systems have been created around the reset hormonally of how men operate. Very patriarchal. Okay? There was no consideration for your 28 to 35 day clock. They knew about it. That's a part of how they created birth control. Dun, 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 dun. Imagine them giving you birth control. Literally, it's showing you and you looking at the 4 phases of your cycle every single day when you pick up to take one of those pills, and still not knowing the science of yourself to be able to identify what phase you are in. So again, they built these systems with no consideration of you but to use you and siphon your energy, which they've done that for centuries and for years. Women are multipliers and women are magnifiers. This is why men need us. That's why Adam needed Eve. Okay? So let's get back into it. Because these systems have been created around the 24-hour hormonal reset of men and not considering your 28 to 35 day, rhythm as a woman, you've literally been gaslit. Y'all like to use that word, but let me show you in reality like how you actually have been being gaslit. You've been gaslit by the systems of this society, okay, that called your natural fluctuation laziness, excuses, when the reality is that you can't operate like a man. So the whole work like a man, hustle and all that thing, your body literally cannot take that. It's not designed for that. You have 2 clocks. Makes sense because you got to carry. So the one who has to actually carry life into this world requires a bit more care, acquires the consideration of her organs and her menstrual cycle. These are the things that are extremely important, but society has taught you to overlook these things. Let me give you a stat real quick from the Woman Code from Dr. Sarah Gottfried. Sarah Gottfried from the Journal of Biological Rhythms. The female body follows a 28-day hormonal rhythm, not 24. Therefore, so every time you force yourself to perform like a man, you are choosing productivity over peace. Do we really have to ask ourselves why women have so many womb issues? Do we really have to ask ourselves, when we work against our biology, why are we sick? Do we really need to ask that? No. We need to pay attention to the science of ourselves. I say this all the time. In order to thrive in this world, it's going to be very important and vital for you, number one, to understand spiritual law, because understanding spiritual law is how you're going to create your new reality. And you will also, when you understand spiritual law, you're going to understand how the darkness and the principalities has been creating in this reality. And so you'll no longer fall for the tricks. See, that's the real exit from the matrix, being able to see. A lot of y'all have no sight. You have no vision. And without a vision, the people will perish. Everything I teach is rooted in scripture and backed up by science. This entire world is governed by spiritual law. They do everything according to spiritual law. You may not be aware of what's happening and what's going on. Thank you, my love, for these likes and these gifts. But they are very much so using spiritual law, but they're using it in an element to build. I can't say that. I can't say that. Just know they're building on your back. And they're building for sure on the backs of women. So let's get into it. The war has quietly been locked into a 4 invisible war, and every single one of them is waged on the female body. Let me put you on game if you did not know. Okay. Hi, my love. Let me put you on game if you did not know about the wars that's happening on the female body. Number 1, the war on your rhythm. They shattered your sacred drum. You understand? The drum of your hormones, and sold you time management. I'm going to say that again. Thank you, my love, for these gifts. They shattered your sacred drum. Okay? The drum of your hormones. You understand? And then sold you time management. You need to just manage your time better. You need to just manage your time better. They don't consider for 1 second that you don't operate on this hormonal schedule. They don't consider that at all. They don't care to consider it, which is why it tells you to consider it. That's why you are in charge of making sure that you are reminded that your body is a temple. This is why you need to make sure that you are reminded that you are to love your neighbor as you love yourself, meaning that you should always be top priority. So anytime that you are not top priority in an experience, you better know you always losing. In any experience, in any role, in anything that you do, if you and your well-being are not top priority, you are already in the losing spot. You are already in the losing position. I'm going to tell you like my mama tells me. Either when you are in any experience, and I do mean any experience, whether it is a relationship, whether it is a working experience, here's what you better never ever forget. If the experience is not adding value, it's taking value from you. If the experience is not adding value to you, the experience is taking value from you. So these people have shattered your sacred drum of your hormones and sold you time management and told you that you were lazy. They broke your internal clock so you'd be confused. So you confuse your instincts with inadequacy. This is why you be like, oh, I'm tripping. You heard something clear as day that the Most High told you to do. You heard something clear as day that the Most High gave you about this individual that you're dealing with. But you know what you said? Oh, no, I'm tripping. You know what you did? You had to go ask somebody outside of your body about what you heard in your body. Don't piss me off. See, that is what be blowing me. The Creator told you something directly, and you got to go ask somebody else if you tripping? You got to go ask somebody else if you're overlooking something, if you are you just making a big deal out of something? That's how much you don't trust yourself. That's how much you don't trust yourself. And when you lack self-trust, you lack the ability to maneuver and move when you need to. See, and I'll be honest with you, a lot of people are supposed to, and this isn't for everyone, but there are quite a bit of people who are supposed to really leave the United States. But the fact that you don't trust yourself is stopping you from making that decision to actually exit. You don't trust yourself. You don't trust your ability. You don't really have faith. You think that you tripping. Why? Because they broke your internal clock. They tricked you. They tricked you and even put timelines in front of you. They put timelines in front of you telling you that, oh, if you don't have a baby by this time, this is going to happen. If you don't do this by this time, this is going to happen. If you don't do this, you're going to hit a wall. You let them put fake timelines on you when you literally are a walking cycle and season. You are a walking clock. You are a walking time machine. You are walking time. And yet you let other people tell you how you should be maneuvering with your time. You let them rule you. Now, that's just the war on rhythm. Let's talk about the war on your biology. They pathologize your phases. That's how they gave you birth control. You ever ask your doctor when they're giving you the birth control pills, like, what does each one of those weeks actually mean? Like, what do these pills mean? Like, really just ask them. Oh, they represent the phases of your cycle. Well, what's the phases of my cycle? And why didn't they teach us that growing up? Why they was teaching us Smex Ed? Why they was trying to scare us with all these pictures in Smex Ed? They wasn't teaching us about the science of ourselves. They was teaching us submission. And then they was teaching us submission in a way that wasn't even spiritual, that wasn't even scriptural. Because it was teaching you to be a slave. And the Most High, there's no way in scripture that you've been called to be a slave. Yet society has twisted it and literally pathologized your phases without even telling you. The second thing, they demonize your rest. Oh, you'll be all right. Here's some Midol. You can work through your period. You can do this. You can do that. See, in scripture back in the day, the women used to be in solitude. Why? Because they were releasing physically. And when you're releasing physically like that, you as a woman go through cycles of rebirth and death, rebirth and death, rebirth and death. Every single month. There should be things that are leaving you outside of you actually releasing physically. You should be releasing the things spiritually that don't belong that month, mentally, emotionally. Because if you don't, they end up showing up physically within your body. Because the body always keeps a bit of score. A body, it keeps a running tally on what's happening on the inside of that. It literally is an architectural universe that the Most High created on the inside of our bodies, and that we really are not in touch with until we feel like something is wrong. Do you realize that every breath you take, you're doing it with ease because the blessing of your lungs operating properly? But if one of your lungs wasn't operating properly, you would know that something is wrong within your internal universe. Your internal universe has thousands upon thousands upon thousands of systems and processes that it's working on. And society does its job every single day to throw you off so that you are hormonally imbalanced. And imbalance basically is nothing but lack of harmony. And lack of harmony is dis-ease. It is a lack of harmony within the body. A lack of balance within the body. You think it's a coincidence that a lot of women are hormonally imbalanced? Child, please. This is by design. You're not working with people. See, y'all getting mad at the wrong thing. Y'all getting mad at the wrong thing. Thank you, lovey. Y'all praises. Y'all getting mad at people. Y'all getting mad at systems. You got to understand what's working behind all of that. And if you can see things for what they are, like I said, if you understand scriptural law, then you'll have a better chance at doing the second thing, which is understanding the science of yourself, which is what I'm teaching you and telling you now. And then the third aspect is you'll be willing to study the psychology of your lineage, of the women that came before you. Because it's important to study the women that came before you. Because if not, you are bound to repeat the same mistakes. And I know you might think you're better than them because you went to therapy and you got more money and you got this. You better slow your roll. The entire world is about to feel. And hear me when I say this. The entire world is about to feel what is going to happen within the next 4 years. Really 3.5, because they got to be done by 2030. It's a deadline for some stuff that's coming. Y'all better pay attention. If you want to thrive, you have got to take control of yourself and your health. You don't have to believe nothing I'm telling you. Go look up at them hospitals that's been closing over the last couple of years. Wait till something happens and you can't go to the hospital. These people don't give a damn about you. You better work on your health. You better take control of your body and your temple. You better get your results and double, triple check them. You better ask for the proper testing. You better research. They don't listen. It's up, man. It's a war on your biology. It's a war on your biology. They demonize your rest and they mock your softness. Oh, you just emotional right now because you on your period. And then they turn around and prescribed you solutions that punished your femininity in some form in the name of professionalism. Like them giving you birth control. Because what you have to understand about birth control is this. And I don't knock nobody who choose to take it. That's your business. But I'm going to tell you like this. Throws you completely out of balance. Throws your pheromones off. Makes you think you're attracted to people that you aren't even attracted to. Changes your pheromones in a way to where you even draw in a different type. See, these are the things that you have to start paying attention to. These are the things that you have to start focusing on. And you have to make yourself a priority because nobody else in this world will. Nobody's coming to save you. The men y'all even waiting on that's coming, they not coming. They not coming. A lot of people are arrested development. A lot of people are grown teenagers. If you don't get focused on yourself and making sure that you're good, you're going to have a problem because society is not going to do that. What do you think about Adderall? I don't have any thoughts about Adderall. I'm always the person that's always going to say, I'm always going to try to seek the most natural route primarily first. That's me. I'm always going to try to find naturally first because I've been able to reverse things naturally. Now, if it gets to the point where I can and I got to be up in this space, okay. Thank you, my love, for these gifts. But it's not going to be because that's just my first thing. There are a multitude of ways of being able to deal with self. Okay? So, let's get into this last space, the war on your energy, right? Or for this section, the war on your energy. Okay? They taught you to regulate output, but never your essence. They taught you to regulate as far as how to put things out, how to work, how to do this, how to do that. But they've never taught you how to operate from the fullness of your essence. So you learn to, how can I say this? You learn to show up without even ever asking, even if you belong in the room. You just show up. You're always there. You're everyone's person. You're this, you're that. They used the Christian church to make you a slave when the Most High said that who the Son sets free is truly free indeed. But they twisted the word and used it to make you feel like you have to be a slave in marriages. You have to be a slave in your jobs. You have to be a slave in this society, and that God is just going to reward you for being a good slave. There is nowhere. I love the scripture. You understand? There is nowhere that tells you to live like that. That tells you to lower yourself like that. Even when it comes down to being humble. See, I'm going to tell you something even about being humble. Stop letting people tell you, oh, you need to be humble. Humble, in my opinion, is basically you walking upright with the Most High and you understanding that you are not the creator of all things. So you are humble in the sense that you are a creation, not the creator. Now, you are the creator of your life experience, the quality of it, depending on your choices and your actions. But you understand you are not the creator of everything. That is what it means to be humble. When people are telling you to be humble, they're really telling you to stop being so big because they truly are small. Okay? Because they truly are small. So these are the things that we have to think about, and these are the things that are extremely important. The war on your identity. They replaced your God-given rhythm by giving you metrics. They shamed you when your body rebelled. What you call burnout is biological betrayal. What you call inconsistency is interrupted identity. Let's go ahead and expose the root of the system real quick so you can get some understanding of how they play on your top. So the 5-day work week is literally based on the male hormonal system consistently. It's based on testosterone because testosterone spikes every 24 hours. For the ladies who have found out that they have polycystic ovarian syndrome, how are your testosterone levels? Heavy. Up there. Why? Because you're working like a man every single day. Working for the man every night and day. Ain't that what Tina said? Getting up every 24 hours, your testosterone spikes every 24 hours. Imagine working 3 jobs as a woman. See, society set this up so you can become a slave to their system of sickness. I'm not being funny. The whole goal for society is for you to be a slave in some form, whether you're a slave in your mind, a slave in your heart, a slave in your body, a slave behind bars. The goal is to make you a slave and to make you forget who you are. And you get to a space where your testosterone is so high to where you start growing a beard. See, let's talk about it. Start growing a beard. Guess what happens when that start happening? You start feeling less attractive. You start losing your natural magnetism. You start settling and accepting what you can get because you feel like this is your forever reality. I sat in the doctor's office in 2004 at 20 years old when they told me I had polycystic ovarian syndrome. I'm 41 right now and I don't have it. How are we doing that? When I was having those issues, I was working like a man. I had 3 things I was doing. I was a full-time makeup artist. I was working at MAC as an artist, right? I had a bridal business, so I was a makeup artist with that. And then I was working for the Department of Children's Services. So stressed in that job because the children that I was servicing were severe cases. I'm talking about SA, physical, and child. I'm talking about horrific. So imagine my stress. And imagine me out here hustling. And imagine the fact that I couldn't keep no money. How is it that I'm closing $1,500 days by doing bridal makeup, but it's like it's snatching from my hand on top of my salary, on top of this? Because I'm thinking I got to work hard for the money. You can't they don't work like that. Using your body to make money doesn't work. That's the lie they sold you. All them people say, oh, if you work hard, they never worked hard. They always had a leg up. They always had something. They didn't work hard. They taught you to do that. So you were the sweatshop. See, entry-level positions are sweatshops. See, we need to tell the truth. Nobody want to tell the truth. Entry-level positions are sweatshops, baby. You are the bottom minimum wage? Yeah. See, they building on your back while telling you to work harder. While telling you that you can do it. You can do anything. Knowing that women could not do everything and that women were going to eventually get sick. On top of poisoning the food and more. So we know that the 5-day work week was based on the male hormonal consistency. Testosterone spikes every 24 hours. Female hormonal cycles, okay, go through 4 internal seasons: follicular, ovulation, luteal, and menstrual. All right? PCOS, heavy periods, birth control, try to regulate. Then birth control blocks estrogen. Listen, okay? Because I came in with a regular cycle at 11. First thing that they did, want to put me on birth control at 13. Threw my body even more out of balance. These are the things we have to think about. When you are shamed for needing rest, you're not failing. You're being systematically erased. You're being systematically erased. Oh, you're just emotional right now. You're just on your period. Stop letting people play with you and stop falling into those phony narratives. Stop doing it to yourself. You were not made to perform the same every single day. Each one of those phases, you are 4 different women. If you add your inner child and your inner teen on top of that, girl, you're 6 people on the inside. Let's get into it. You 6 people on the inside. Every single month. And if you don't know how to get in alignment with the phases of your cycle, you will always feel moody. You will always feel all over the place. You will always feel confused. And you will continue not to be able to trust yourself, which is dangerous in this society. A woman should have 2 things right now that's sharp as hell. And I'm not even playing with you. Your discernment should be sharp as hell, especially if you call yourself out here dating. Your discernment better be, I'm talking about it better be chef's kiss. Do you understand? And your alignment with your body is very important in this season. You cannot afford to lack either one of those. Because if you are, you're going to be deceived. Do y'all not see what they doing with these apps? We are living in a time where it's very difficult for you to be able to look at something and tell the truth from a lie. If you don't get serious and start studying and understanding yourself, you will consistently be fooled and tricked. But I'm going to tell you something. Let me put you on game. Don't be shocked. You should never be shocked by anything that you see in this society and what's going on. Because, number one, demons, and I say this, and I've been saying this recently, and I don't know why it's been on me heavy, but I'm going to keep saying it. Please stop getting this confused, these stories you tell yourselves about demons. Demons cannot jump on other people unless there is an entry point for access. Demons cannot even invite themselves into your home without some point of access. You have to give permission to participate in an experience. And what you are not understanding is that when you are dealing with demonic influence, they only have to tell you one element of truth. This is why the Most High tells you in Scripture to seek, to ask, and to knock. You're not asking the right questions. You're not seeking, and you're not knocking, which is why you are not getting access to what you need to be getting access to. Meanwhile, these people are asking, seeking, and knocking to you and getting complete access to you and wondering why your life is hell. You giving access to demonic influence. Better check your entry points. What's the entry point? The Most High told you to guard your gates. What are your gates? Eyes, ears, the portal between your legs. See, when you're not paying attention and you allowing things in those pathways, you're giving access. These are the things that you really have to pay attention to. Women in this season better protect your portals. You better protect your portals, or you're going to be positioned for something that you don't want. And like I said, it's going to be some heavy decisions being made in the next 3.5. You want to be on the upside of that because you did what you needed to do with your time. So let's get into this other aspect of it. Like I said, you weren't made to perform the same every single day. You were made to move in rhythm, and that's sacred. I'm going to give you a stat drop real quick from the Harvard Medical Journal, okay? The WHO Burnout classification. Chronic circadian disruption is now clinically linked to depression, burnout, obesity, and infertility. Did you hear what I just said? These people had you working 24 hours on this clock that your body is really not even designed to be on fully. That's for your organs. You got that 28 to 35. But this is telling you right here that chronic disruption to that clock, you consistently working and doing this, it is linked to burnout. Clinically linked. I'm sorry, let me not forget that. It is now clinically linked to depression, burnout, obesity, and infertility. They don't care. They know this. But depression pays. You being burnout pays. You being fat pays. You being infertile pays. It pays. Let me tell you something, sweetheart. You always can find out what's going on in your world, in your country, if you would simply follow the money. If you would really just take time and research and follow the money, you will see what is happening around you. It's important that you start paying attention. Let me give you these 3 shadow archetypes of the women who are in a space to where their rhythm is erased or being erased. And you may find yourself in this. So let's get into it. Number 1, the performing princess, overachiever. She overachieves for approval. She collapses when her body needs to rest and then blames herself. Core wound that's attached to this. If I stop, I'll disappear. If I stop, who's going to do it? If I stop. If you stop, then what? If you stop calling them first, then what? Ain't you tired of always being the one who always is the person who always has to reach out, the person who always, aren't you tired of that? Ain't that exhausting? See, y'all don't realize how you become your own drain. Do you understand that you were born to be a fountain? But you choose the life of a drain. That's insane. Let's get into the second one, the silent soldier. She works through her pain. See, she's all right. I'm fine. Yeah, everything's fine. She works through her pain, burns out with no complaint, secretly resents her body for not keeping up because she done broke her body down. Her core wound is, I'm only valuable when I'm strong. See, these are the people that let you use them up to oblivion and then become extremely bitter when nobody returns the favor because, again, you are not an energetic match for what you are saying that you want. What you want, support? You don't support yourself. Whatever a man sows, ye shall reap. Be very careful of the naked man who gives you a shirt. Why aren't you covered, baby? So you went and found this shirt and you didn't cover yourself first? Are there tacks on the inside of this shirt when I put it on? See, y'all, you got to start thinking. You really have to start looking at things for what it is. Oh, and let me give you an even better one to help you digest it. Oh, I love you. Thank you, my love. I love you. Oh, I love you. I love you. I love you. Is the love in action? Love is not a feeling. For those who are so confused, you better go back. If you say you're a believer, you better go back and read that scripture. Love is not a feeling, baby. It's a choice. It's a decision. Love is kindness. I got to choose to be kind to you, huh? Love is patience. I got to choose to have patience with you, huh? That's a choice. Love is not keeping a record of wrongdoing. I got to remember and make a decision not to hold you accountable for the fact that you said you was going to wash them dishes. Said that you wasn't going to do this again, but you happened to do it. Because we still on this journey. These are choices, baby. Love is a decision and a choice and an action word. So if you see no action, there is no love. It's not a feeling. Feelings are too fickle to lead your life. Better read the scripture. It says that the heart is deceitful. Do you not understand that at core, if we don't master ourselves, if we don't actually actualize, if we don't rise above, do you understand as women we are naturally manipulative? Don't play with me. Let's go back to daddy's little girl and having her daddy wrapped around her finger. We're taught to be manipulative just like boys are naturally exploiters by nature. If you give them an open field, they're going to run the open field until they get tired or they get bored and they're going to find another field. Huh? That's what's going to happen because they exploit the territory that they are given. That is what boys do. And girls manipulate. When you don't master yourself and when you don't rise above, you don't rise above that core nature. So you are still in savage mode. And the majority of society is in savage mode. This is why you must be in alignment with self and your discernment must be sharp or you're going to get ate up out here because it's about to get real interesting. See, I was having a conversation with my mentee who I used to coach her when she was a little girl from the time that she was 11. She's like my daughter. She's like 27 now. And I was explaining to her yesterday, let me be very clear with you. You live in a society that already lies to you. You live in a world of illusions that are put out here to control you. The one thing that you should never have to question is the people in your community. You understand? If the people in your community and the people you are connected to lack character or they have piss poor character, you better get rid of them and you better work on your own character. Because I'm telling you right now, we're going to enter into a time. And y'all going to remember I told you. You're going to be like, she said this on TikTok. I want you to tell. I ain't going to be on TikTok no more. I'm going to be in a whole other country. Remember, I'm telling you this, though. The currency is going to be character coming up soon. The currency is going to be character. And your character is going to be the key to getting you connected. And if you have piss poor character and you ain't right, you better know it's not going to be well for you. You should not have to question the people in your community. You need to get, and I've been telling y'all the word of the year is community. I've been telling y'all that since January. I told you need community and you need money. I've been telling y'all since January 1. You need community and you need money. If you can't get both, you need at least a strong one of the two. And you can't have a strong community without understanding and knowing the character, the gifts, the contributions of the people in the community. And y'all ain't asking the right questions, which is why y'all gonna see. Y'all gonna see. Because pressure reveals character. It not only builds character, but it reveals it. And you just wait until you really, this country really start feeling it. You're going to really see how people operate. You're going to really see who for you. You better sharpen your discernment and start asking now. Because you're going to see some things. You're going to see some things. You better not be around people who only value you when you're doing things for them. Oh, you're going to see some things. You're going to see the opportunists in people, baby. Trying to tell you what's real. Let's get into the third archetype. The disappearing healer. Cares for everybody but themselves. Thank you, my love, for these gifts. Only rests when she feels fully depleted. And her core wound is there's never any time for me. I never have any time. I haven't had any time. You should go wherever you're told to go. She's like, which country? You should go wherever you are told to go. Everyone is being called and told to go. You should be very in tune with your creator to know where you need to go and where you need to be. Some people are going to be in the States, and that's fine too. But you need to know where you need to be in the States. Because it's going to get real different. It's going to get real different. So understand, if you are the person, or if you are in a space where, you're like, if I stop, I'm disappear, this is not going to work. If I'm only valuable when I'm strong, there's never any time for me. Let me tell you something. You're not going to thrive in what's going on. Thank you, my love, for these gifts and these likes. You're not going to thrive, baby. And I'm calling women who want to thrive. I ain't talking to the ones who in survival mode. I'm not talking to the ones who looking for a man to come save them. Y'all going to be in trouble. I'm not even playing. The women who are looking for men to come and save them are going to be the women who marry just so they can get provision. And what you need to understand about when you do stuff like that is this. See, when you have to marry a man for provisions, men are the masters of energy reading. So he's going to pick up on the fact that you really don't like him like that. You really don't want him like that. You just want his resources. And how do you think a man is going to respond pressured in a society that's already closing in on him? How do you think that's going to respond? I can tell you, DV going to go up. And according to one of my clients, it's already up because it's a multitude of rich women in shelters running away from DV because they can't. It's a multitude of women who don't have. Y'all, you have creative and witty inventions in your very being, according to Proverbs 8 and 12. And those gifts will make room for you if you tap into them. But I'm going to tell you something. If you waste any more time, you ain't going to be able to do nothing because they're going to throw some. Imagine standing up and you volunteer to be the person that they throw water balloons at. And imagine water balloons keep coming at your head and keep coming at you nonstop. You won't even be able to catch your breath. That's how much this society is about to stress you the hell out. See how I'm looking? I'm real serious now. The goal is to exhaust you spiritually. And I've been saying this for 3 years. And it's people finally say, you was right, you was this. The goal is to exhaust you spiritually, mentally, emotionally, so you act out physically. Because somebody gonna have to fill up them prisons that's being built. And you know who gonna be running them prisons? Computers. Y'all better start doing research. Y'all not reading enough for me. You're not reading enough. The people will create anarchy. You understand? When you put them under so many conditions and you do so much, people can't help but to snap, sweetie. That's just real. I used to work. One of my jobs, I used to work in a mental health hospital as a counselor some years back. And it really taught me a whole lot about like what imprisonment and different things like that does to the mind. When they put you in a room by yourself in isolation, even if you're having a moment or whatever the case may be, it messes with your mind, your psyche, and it makes you want to snap. They are waiting on a collective snap. Because most people are not rooted in their emotions, and most people are not rooted in the truth of who they are, so they don't know how to move, so they're panicking. They're going to keep you in the pressure cooker. This is why your discernment has to be sharp so you can see through the lies. And you have to be in tune with your body so you know when it's time to move, you can move, and you can trust what you are hearing. You have got to rebuild self-trust. Y'all are worried about men. Y'all better take y'all minds off worrying about men. Men, what I respect about men are always worried about themselves. See, that's why they can move on from you so quickly. Men are always, primarily, that's why they can, man, look. They are always worried about themselves. You ever wonder why a man can leave the energy that he created within children and then pick up and go be with somebody else and raise their children even though they didn't come from him? Because if the mother isn't giving him the energy that he desires from her, he can pick up and disconnect to go get the energy he desires, because men naturally put themselves first, even at the detriment. And that's a sad example to use, but it happened every day. It's happening every day. Can completely disconnect from the energy that they created in children, all because the mother is not giving them the energy that he feels as if he should be getting, even if he is the reason why she's not giving him the energy. Men always put themselves first. I'm not mad that they put themselves first. I think we need to learn that as well. Why haven't you learned that? I mean, it tell you that in scripture. No shade. It tell you that in scripture, though. It tells you that you are to love your neighbor as you love yourself, as in you are to be the example of love so that you attract love, so that you recognize love, and so you know how to dismiss what ain't love. I mean, it's real simple. It's real clear. We just don't be trying to hear that. We don't be trying to hear that. So we walk around here, the performing princess, the silent soldier, and the disappearing healer, doing everything for everyone, but nobody. So if this hits you, then, I mean, the masterclass that I'm having next Thursday probably is the one you need to be in, because you need to learn about your sun clock and your moon clock. So, I mean, we got to really get into it. So let's get into this aspect right here. Rest as a revolution. Let me put you on game. Your body isn't random, baby. So all this, I'm just feeling emotional right now because, listen, your body is not random. Your body is rhythmic. You're so welcome, love. All praises to the Most High. Rest is not a weakness. It's remembrance. You understand? Rhythm is not softness. It's strategy. It's strategy. Now, let me put you on game, okay, on something that's happening in your society. And I'm not going to repeat this. So make sure you catch it the very first time. Okay? Because I don't want them to block me. Because I don't know how heavy they listen. But I'm only going to say this one time. And I'm going to break it down all the way down to the bottom. So you understand that how serious I am. There is a law of exploitation that is clearly outlined in Micah 2:1. And that law of exploitation is what's being used against all of us. For the ones who haven't come into themselves, it's really being used on you. Okay? But when you come into full understanding of self and understanding how these things go, you understand that there is no power over you except for the one who created everything. So the law is this, or the scripture is this. It says, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is the power of their hand. So let me break down a little bit of what that means. Let me break down these words when it comes down to Strong's. And I'm not using the dictionary Merriam-Webster. I'm actually using Strong's to break this down. So I'm going to decode each one of these words real quick. When it says devise iniquity, that means strategize opposition. Woe to them that devise iniquity. Woe to them that strategize oppression. Okay? And work evil on their beds. So let's talk about what that means. That means that they plan your exhaustion while resting. They be having the meetings about how they gonna destroy the world, your life, and everything over golf on the yacht, at the spa, discussing how they chilling while telling you to work extremely hard, while planning and strategizing to oppress you. Let's go back to it. See, in all of this, you please go look it up for yourself. Go look up Micah 2:1. 1 and then go look up the Strong's Concordance and look at every word I'm telling you. You're going to see I ain't lying. You ain't even got to, you never have to believe nothing I say. Do you understand? Never. Lean not to my understanding, not to your own. Lean to what the Most High say. Because it's right here. It's literally right here. Woe to them that devise iniquity, which means to strategize oppression, and work evil upon their beds, which means to plan your exhaustion while they're resting. Okay? It says practice it. They activate their systems at daybreak. Because it is the power in the power of their hand. They do this because they have dominion in this world. Because they are submitting to a different master. They do this because they can. They do this because they're tapping into another aspect of darkness. You understand? That the book is a strong concordance. The scripture is from the Ethiopian Bible. It's Micah 2:1. The Strong's Concordance is what you can use to dissect and go through each word if you want to. Okay? So, these are things that you really have to think about. I'm going to say that again. Well, and I'm going to use the words that's defined in Strong's one more time so you can grasp that. Woe to them that strategize oppression. They plan your execution while resting. They activate their systems at daybreak. And they do it because they have dominion in this world. So understand, when they say certain things about, money itself is not evil. The love of money is the root of all evil. When you love it so much that you will build sweatshops or human sweatshops. And I'm not saying that physically. I want you to really think about it. If there is a 1%, the 1% that owns everything, the sweatshop is the 99%. You understand? The strategically oppressed is the 99%. See, a lot of us are missing that race is a second-class issue. Okay? The first issue is money. The first issue is the cash flow. This is how your celebrity's been building. See, you don't also realize that you are a lot of celebrities' sweatshops. Did y'all hear that one of y'all favorite artists in the world that so many people love so much has been on tour these last several years and dropping these amazing products that this person and their family are moving to a whole nother country? I want to see how many more tour dates happen in the United States. How long you think that they knew? See, they're making a big move. They ain't the only ones making a big move either. It's a lot of other ones who they out on tour because they're collecting your cash flow to go build for their exit because they know what's going on. You don't know what's going on. So you're just stuck in the cycle of consumerism and capitalism. And because you lack understanding, you're just caught up in it. Anytime there's a recession, there are 3 types of people. Never forget this if you forget anything else. There are the deceivers, there are the receivers, and there are the deceived. Figure out what category you in. Hurry up to. The receivers, that's the ones that's getting banked because they found an opportunity in this experience. The deceivers, who are keeping the masses under control, and the deceived, who have no earthly idea what's about to go down, but they feel it. Your exhaustion was engineered, and your rest is your rebellion. You're not inconsistent. You're being spiritually and systematically exploited. And this is the thing that you need to really understand about yourself. You're not inconsistent. You're simply not aligned. Your body never failed you at all. Because the body is an intelligent vessel created by the Most High. You just haven't been taught to listen to your body, which is why you don't trust yourself. You would spend a multitude of years trying to manage time. You have been managing time to death. When will you master your rhythm to live? To really live the life you want to live. I mean, y'all be, I got to do this before I die. I got to do this before I got to do. What about mastering your authentic rhythm so you can live, so you can start waking up between 1 and 3 a.m., which is a sign that your liver is stressed and going to the bathroom and calling it spiritual hours of waking up. You're not, your cortisol level's real high, real high. You're stressed in your sleep to where your body got to get up. Your organ can't, your liver can't even charge right during this time to charge between 1 and 3 a.m. It's supposed to be charging. But no, it's overworking. Okay? Too much sugar, too much stress. These are the things that we really have to think about and we have to consider. If you don't understand how your body operates, if you don't know your sun clock, understand how it works, if you don't understand your moon clock and the way that it works, you should strongly consider being in class next Thursday. Next Thursday, I'm having a class where I'm specifically going to be supporting you. It's called The Rhythmic Woman. The Rhythmic Woman is going to break down the following for you, okay? You're going to figure out what your sun clock is, what your moon clock is, how to track your power windows, how to respect your hormonal, how to build a business around your biology if that's what you need to do. Let me tell you something. You have to figure out how you work. Because society is going to continue to keep lying to you and continue to keep exhausting you to oblivion. You don't have to listen to me. You can do what you want to do. But you go look up everything I'm telling you. And if you find a lie, come find me. Because I'm not above reproach. And if you come to me, just come to me with evidence. I can be corrected. I'm not even tripping about that. I'm not above reproach. But in this masterclass, this is what you're going to get. You're going to learn your sun clock. You're going to learn your moon clock. You're going to learn how to lead in business, life, rest, nourishment, all according to your sacred pattern. Because you have a unique sacred pattern. You're going to get your rhythmic schedule, which is a mapped planner template that breaks down your month, your day, into hormonal aligned action windows. You're also going to get your power tracker to track your energy, to track your emotions, to track your cravings, to track your clarity, to track your creativity for 30 days to literally decode your personal rhythm map. Because this is very important. Okay? You will have 1 year access to this video. You won't have it for a lifetime. And this is what you're going to get into it. So if you really want to be in a space where you are tired of trying to figure stuff out, you want to know what the four aspects of your hormone-driven phases are, how they operate for you, how to be in sync with self, this class is going to support you. The class is $297. You can get it with Klarna Affirm and Afterpay. What women have been getting, I have 6 tickets left for this specific offer. Okay? There's an offer right now where if you get your ticket to The Rhythmic Woman, you automatically get Harmony in 6. Harmony in 6 is the product that I've supported my clients in being able to get rid of hormonal acne, reverse cycle issues, irregular cycle. Women have been able to manifest more using this because they are in sync with their cycles. They have amplified creativity and all of these things. And it is a 6-week gift that you get. And you can go through it before you come to class, or you can get it and go after class. But that class itself costs $333, and I'm giving it to you for free as a bonus if you get your ticket for the next 6 women who gets their tickets. I did this for 10 spots. I have 6 left. So be sure to click the link in the bio. If you get your ticket today, you're automatically going to get Harmony in 6 today. You get your login information, and you get to go in and start working. So if you've been stifled creatively, when I had them womb issues, and I'm a writer, I've been writing poetry and different things since I was in the 3rd grade. I've been a published poet since I was 17 years old. I had a moment, I had something happen when I was a senior in college, and I couldn't write for years. But that was the same time when I found out that I had polycystic ovarian. I was having womb issues. That was the same time when I was overworking myself. That was the same time when I had basically almost grown a full beard. That was the same time when all that stuff was going on. I could not create. When I got myself in sync and got myself in alignment, I created a multi-6-figure business from the ground up without hustling. I was able to become a digital nomad and travel the world, and my business affording me to be able to do that. I've been able to support women in 3 key major areas. Women that come to work with me, they make more money. Women that come to work with me get healthier. I used to be 100 pounds heavier. And women who come to work with me attract the proper aligned community and the aligned type of men that they want in their space. If you're going to deal with men, if you're going to be with them, if that's in alignment with you, you want to make sure that you are strategically aligning yourself with what is for you, and stop attaching yourself to any and everybody, because it is not supporting you. Okay? So you can click the link in the bio to get access. You say, I need to join the class. Come on in. You can get it with Klarna Affirm and Afterpay. Grab your seat and you get both products. You'll get the Harmony in 6 today. It's going to come directly to your email. So I'm really excited about that. So grab your ticket. And also, if you are looking for other products and services, feel free to click the link in the bio to look at those. I have the Magnetic Wealth Blueprint. If you are a person who struggles with detachment, I talked about discernment earlier. I talked about discernment in dating. If you struggle to date right now and you're dating, I'm not going to tell you don't do it, because you're going to do what you want to do. You're grown, right? But what I'm going to ask is that you discern better, my love. It's some real demonic forces out here, understand? And there are 2 types of people coming into your life experience. People of your destiny and people of distraction. And you need to be able to discern who is who if you want to thrive here on this planet. If you get the Magnetic Wealth Blueprint, there's a course in there called Love and the Nervous System. If you have attachment issues, avoidant, anxious, all of that crap, whatever, you won't have it by the time you get done with that course, because you'll know exactly the root of it and what's going on. And I'm telling you, this is a person who used to have anxious attachment style. I'm telling you, this is a person who always was just like abandonment issues on high. Do you understand? I'm talking to you as a person who used to be extremely crazy. Okay? When it came to stuff like that, looking like a sock. I'm talking about the poster child for toxic. Okay? I'm telling you. The reason why you are struggling in that attachment style, thank you, my love, for these gifts, is because you don't understand that, one, you're not supposed to be attached to anything in this world, because everything in this world has an expiration date, including water. Society sold you the dream of, I'm going to be with you forever. The human mind cannot conceptually understand forever, because there is nothing on this planet that is forever. You understand the spells that they put you under? This is why your heart is broken when you are not with somebody so much. We were supposed to be together forever. We were supposed to do life together forever. We were supposed to do life. How much life do you know that you have? None of us know when we are checking out of here. We are taught to appreciate the experiences, the people that we have in our life every single day. Why? Because there is a time and a season for everything. You better go read Ecclesiastes 3, or go watch that YouTube video that's sitting in my link right now, where I broke down how they used and took the biblical clocks and switched them around, and why women are so confused. That's a whole nother conversation. But click the link in the bio to get access to that. But if you want to come out of these attachment styles, and I'm talking about come out of that and stop draining yourself, and stop giving permission and participating in the experience, because nobody can play without your permission, participation, or the fact that you simply aren't paying attention. You were given a gift. And all you have to do at any time is ask your creator about somebody. You don't want to ask because you don't really want to know. Well, you ain't ready to get free. Because nobody can play you when you always asking and you always paying attention. Because when you're doing them too, you won't give permission to things you don't want to, and you won't participate in experiences that drain you. Point blank, period, the end. Okay? So click the link in the bio to get access to the Magnetic Wealth Blueprint. The Magnetic Wealth Blueprint is $333. You can get that with Klarna Affirm and Afterpay. That's only one class that you get in it. You get a multitude of other classes in there as well that are going to support you. Y'all, I'm so sad about my nails. I'm going to fix this. I hate this aesthetic so bad for myself. So, but you can click the link in the bio to get access to it so you can get more information. If you are a person who is on Substack and you love to read, I write amazing articles. If you are on my paid Substack, you already know I'll be giving y'all the juice. No AP. Okay, so If you are a person who wants strategy as written so you can be able to access, go back to, I teach you. I'm dropping a series right now on the Red Knowledge Tree where I'm talking about your cycle. And for the paid subscribers, I'm teaching you how to do like the releasing things you need to do in specifics for those who are paid members on my Substack. So I give you the game, but it requires investment. I don't care about, I don't, it ain't even about your money. The reality of the situation is we don't pay attention when we don't pay. And that's just the truth. These lessons I had to learn the hard way. These lessons have supported women in almost making, I got one client that almost made almost at $1 million. Thank you, my love, for these gifts. And thank you for the compliment. So women are taking these things that I'm giving them and they're changing their lives. Are you going to be sitting in the same position a year from now? Stressed out even more because they putting more stuff on your head? Or are you going to be taking the rest of this year to really focus and zone in on what you need, so you already know what you're doing in January, you already know how you're moving, and you're in position to do what is necessary. We are entering into the 250th year. Going next year, there has never been a nation that's gotten past 250 without something crazy happening. Y'all better buckle up, buttercup. If you better buckle up, buttercup. You better get that discernment together. You're going to see some things. So you might want to be in community. You might want to be utilizing your gifts. You might want to be doing what's necessary to get to where you need to be. Because I'm telling you, you're going to see something. Okay? How do you handle your studies and your internal system? I'm assuming that you're asking me directly, like, how do I specifically do it? Or are you asking, how do you do it? Just clarify that for me real quick, and then I can answer your question. If there are any other questions, drop them. But I got to go after this, y'all. I'm probably going to take like 2 questions. I got to go because I'm about to get ready to go out of town. So I got to go. And I know you probably already called me. For you. I can't tell. So one of the things that's very important to remember is to be very careful. I'll tell you this. Be very careful about going down a bunch of rabbit holes. Accept the fact that this society and that this world basically doesn't care about you. Like, fully accept that. And I'm not even kidding around. Fully accept that because of the ruler of this particular aspect of this world, right? Who has power. So expect that, understand that, take radical acceptance for that, because that's going to support you in taking radical responsibility for how you govern yourself. You don't need to go to the depths of 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 what they're doing, because you're going to cause a form of psychosis. Because if you really figure out everything that these people have done, the stuff that I even know, if you go back and you able to trace this, it will make you so depressed. If I did not know the Most High, and I'm just telling you the honest truth, if I did not know the Most High, and if I was not rooted in the Most High, I would cry every day waking up. Because of the things that I understand and I know. But I also have to remember, ultimately, who was the creator of everything. And there is nothing in this world, on this earth, that can put their thumb or foot on my neck. You understand? Because I understand who I am, I understand whose I am, and I'm willing to die on the hill. I'm good with that. And everything always works out for the glory of the Most High and for my good every single time. So I am rooted in the truth. Okay? So it's very important to root yourself in the truth of your identity and who you are, and accept the reality of what this society is, so it won't keep you up at night. So you won't be surprised when you hear certain stuff. Sweetheart, you living in Babylon. You living in hell. But it also says that you can bring heaven down to earth. It literally tells you that in the prayers that many people have been taught since they were children, your will be done. What does it say? Because I swear it's literally telling you right then and there, you can literally open the portal and call heaven's resources and get access to the things of heaven to bring them down on this earth. That literally is the truth of what it is to manifest. That's really the truth. You have that ability of being able to do that. But if you keep yourself in Gehenna, which is a form of hell, like a torture, like a purgatory, with the things that you are consistently, or, stuck in a space you're consistently watching and focusing on, you're going to drive yourself insane. Accept the reality of where you are and what this is, and then take radical responsibility for yourself, because nobody's coming to save you. That's the thing. And when you understand that, you'll start taking actions and making decisions that are in alignment with the space and the way and the vision you have for your life, where you're trying to go. Okay? Thank you, my love, for these gifts. Any other questions? Thank you, lovey. You're welcome. All praises to the Most High. Any other questions before I get ready to go? Because, child, I ain't packed. I'm type B. When in business, I'm type A. I would say this conversation one of my friends just said. But in life, type B. I'm definitely packing at the last minute. I'm not doing nothing else. I'm packing at the last minute for sure. And I'm totally not packing. You're supposed to be gone in a little bit out. So any other questions? Okay. All right. I'm not seeing anything else. Click the link in the bio. I hope to see you in class. I see some people have purchased tickets. I'm excited. This is about to be so good. Y'all, and this is my last masterclass of the year. So if you don't get in this masterclass, I don't know what to tell you. I don't think I'm reselling this masterclass. I'm putting it in the Feminine Authority Vault. And that price point is going to go up. That's on the feminine. Because this class right here, this system I'm about to teach you is going to save you in a multitude of ways. It's going to save you money. It's going to save you time. It's going to sharpen you. You're not going to, it's going to do a lot. So really get yourself in a space. I'm really excited about it. Any scripture references you go to, just joining. I root myself in the scripture that my mother wrote in every single Bible that she's ever given me, right? Which is Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not to your own understanding. Acknowledge the Most High in all of your ways, and He will direct your path. Okay, so that always reminds me to solely trust only, rely only on the Creator of all things, because human beings can and will fail me. This is why I'm not easily disappointed when somebody tells me no, or when something doesn't automatically work out, because again, I only want the things that are in alignment with me. If it ain't aligned, it ain't mine. So, and if the Most High, if I'm getting a no, I'm going to trust and rely on the Most High only. So that's the first one. When it comes down to making money in this society, they're supporting me in taking money off the pedestal and understanding that I am money comes from Proverbs 8 and 12. You have creative and witty inventions in your very being. This basically lets you know that there's no reason for you to be broke. If you tap into the kingdom of heaven, which is Luke 17:21, which is within you, then you will get access to these gifts, which will make room for you, according to Proverbs as well. So those are verses that I use to remind me when the world starts talking about money. I'm money. There's always money. See, when you know this, you're not getting caught up in that. You are the money. And if you don't believe me, even when you think about 9 to 5s that you work at, if everybody decided they weren't coming, guess what? They wouldn't make no money. They would lose so much money. Why? Because the value is in y'all. You the money. But they tricked you into working for it. But the corporate system was set up for you, for people who don't, how can I say this? The corporate system was set up for people who lack spiritual rooting, like grounding. If you don't know who you are, you don't know you have gifts. If you don't know you have gifts, you don't let those gifts make room for you. If those gifts don't make room for you, you don't get access to the things that you could have gotten access to. So you have no choice but to be a slave to the system of corporate or other things. And that's just real. That's just real. So keeping myself in mind with those things, to trust the Most High, that I don't have to worship money because I am money, right? I just need to create it for myself. My gifts are going to make room for me, so I'm making sure I'm staying in alignment with that. Understanding that my tongue is heavy. You know, understand there's power of life and death in the tongue, so I'm sure not to curse myself. So those are just certain things that I keep in order, because I understand the words that come out of my mouth are so weighty, and they'll come back to me according to the law of sowing and reaping. So those are just a few that I keep in my back pocket for me. And there are a multitude of others. They tend to just come when scenarios come. But that's what happens when you really kind of sit with the word and let it reveal itself to you. It's a code. And it literally will tattoo itself on your heart. And what will happen is when you find yourself in scenarios where you get anxious, because it's not that I don't get anxious, but I know how to combat that anxiousness within minutes versus having an anxiety attack. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of women that come to work with me too, anxiety is decreased. So, and it's because of the understanding, which is why it tells you in scripture, above all things, get an understanding. Okay? All right, so let me go on and go, y'all. For those who have purchased, you're going to get your emails with Harmony and Six. I'm super excited. I hope that y'all have an amazing Feminine Friday. This is going up on YouTube, so click the link in the bio to subscribe to my YouTube channel, okay? And to subscribe to my Substack if you are readers. I dropped a dope article today on the invisible tax you pay for forcing your cycle into a clock. So click the link over there to be able to read it. Get more information. I will talk to y'all soon. For those who will be in class, I'm so excited. This is about to be the best class because it's the last class of the year. Okay? The class is Thursday. It is the Rhythmic Woman class where I'm going to be teaching you about your 2 clocks. I'm going to be supporting you in basically getting yourself in full rhythmic alignment. You're going to get a tracking system. You're going to get you're going to learn how to eat. You're going to learn all this different type of stuff to be in your body. Women need to learn how to be back in their body. Because you don't know how to be in your body is why you don't trust yourself. Okay? Learn to be in your body, sit with yourself, and hear it. So, click the link in the bio to get access. It is the Rhythmic Woman. $297. You can get it with client affirm and afterpay. And y'all will get y'all links today for those who are getting Harmony and Six. All right, y'all. I gotta go. Because I gotta pack. Jesus. I ain't got nothing packed for real. Okay. I have to go because I have to pack. I hope y'all have an amazing, amazing weekend. Please be safe. And remember, self-care is the key fundamental of every single relationship. You set the tone of how people treat you by the way you treat yourself. So treat yourself exceptionally well because you truly deserve it. All right? All right, y'all.